Coming up in today's episode, we take a fresh look at the Betfred Championship as round 2 is completed. Plus, we bring you the scores from the Betfred Challenge Cup round 1 and look forward to round 2. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. How Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Also, if you can, please remember that I have a Buy Me a Coffee page, and if you can donate, please do. No obligation to do so, but it's good to help support the channel if you can. Thank you. So, what we're going to start on today? Well, it's 2 days of Rugby League that we need to cover. And it's a results-based episode. Results and scorers. Try my best with one part of it, but the other fully complete. Now, we are going to begin with the championship as the second round kicked off with some tasty teams scoring some tasty tries. So here's all the scores and scorers from the championship. Toulouse were first up on this round 2 fixtures list as they beat Newcastle 58-0 in Toulouse. It was a good day for the French outfit as we saw 2 tries from Armitage, Choric, Scott 1, Macron, Richards, Peyrou, Brochon, Rennie, Ralph, Hansen and Marion completed the scoring, while Joe Choric converted 3 of the tries and Robin Brochon converted 4. Robin Brochon on debut having a good game with 12 points. Sheffield Eagles comprehensively beat Barrow Raiders 36 points to 16 in what was a game of 2 halves, as it was attacking in the first half with a 22 points to 12 lead for Sheffield Eagles, and the second half completing the scoring with a defensive display from both sides. Tries from Gillam, Samet and Toll and 2 goals from Shaw were the points on offer for Raiders, while the Eagles had Wellham scoring twice, Dawson Jones, Oaks with 2 as well, Louis and Thackeray, while Ashton converted 4 of the tries. Swinton Lions got their first win of the season at Batley Bulldogs as they beat the Bulldogs 30 points to 16 on their return to the championship. Tries from Butt, Eves, Badrock, Abram and Olds got Swinton back into the game after they were trailing 10 points to 6 at half time. Abram kicked 4 goals and a penalty to put the gloss on Swinton's display. Walshaw, Woods and Buchanan scored the tries for the Bulldogs, while Meadows kicked 2 goals. Our next game on Sunday saw the Whitehaven beaten by London Broncos in a close game, 16 points to 20. The points from Haven came from Douglas and Ensemba on loan from Wigan, and Rourke kicking 2 goals. The Broncos had Oldberg to thank for 2 tries, Davis and Bassett for the others, while Leyland kicked 2 goals. Next, we look at Widnes Vikings as John Keir's men are goal 2 from 2 as Widnes beat Keighley Cougars 26 points to 18. It was tries from Craven and a hat-trick from Miller that were the headlines, while Owens got the final try of the game. Owens also kicked 2 goals and a penalty for the Vikings' victory. The Cougars saw Gale score 2 tries, with Story scoring the 3rd. Dane Chisholm converted all 3 of the tries. And finally, Featherstone put on a clinic yet again as they beat Halifax Panthers 46 points to 22. Don't get me wrong, Panthers put on a good show in the second half. After leading at first half 24 points to 4, it was the big efforts from both sides in the second which made this game a contest. Tries from Hankinson, Springer, Wildy, Aitken with 2, Dean, Jones and Gale, were the selling point for the Featherstone Rovers, while Hankinson kicked 6 goals and a penalty. For Halifax Panthers though, their try-scoring machine Lachlan Walmsley got 2, while Woodburn Hall also got 2. Joe Keys kicked 3 goals for the completion of Halifax's points. That only leaves one game left for the weekend, as Viaplay 1 will show the game between York Knights and Bradford Bulls. 7:15 kick show start time on the Monday Night Rugby League show, with a 7:45 kickoff. All times are local GMT. Next, we move on to the Betfred Challenge Cup, as there was a lot of fixtures in round 1, and I'll bring you some of the scorers, but all the results, and at the end, the round 2 draw from Saturday's and Sunday's games. It's a lot to go through, so please stay with us. But it needs reporting, as these teams are the lifeblood of rugby league at community clubs. So the first game of round 1 was West Bowling ARLFC versus Waterhead Warriors, and it was West Bowling who came through 30 points to 12, despite being down to 12 men due to a sin binning at the end of the game. Waterhead did well to get to half-time to get it at 6-all. Next game sees one of our armed forces, the Royal Navy, beat Barrow Island 28 points to 16, with Matt Gaskill amongst the try scorers for the Navy. Edinburgh Eagles entertained Saddleworth Rangers in what was a thoroughly good affair, which was also shown live on the BBC. Head coach of the Eagles, Craig Robertson, got amongst the try scorers as he's a player head coach, but it was the Lancashire Yorkshire border team that came away with the victory. The Scottish Capital and West Bowling both had one thing in common: they both started the game in the second half without the referee being present on the field. Essex-based side Brentwood Eels fought off London-based side Bedford Tigers to get into the second round of the Challenge Cup by beating their rivals 34 points to 24. And it's the first time that Brentwood have got into the second round of the Challenge Cup. The British Army were beaten by the Ashton Bears 28 points to 12. Ashton had 2 tries apiece for Tyler Pilling and Matty Ashton, while Alexa Ashby and Deck O'Donnell also made it onto the try-scoring sheet. O'Donnell and Rob Sexton both kicked a conversion apiece. All the Army's points came in the second half, as Ashton were leading 18 points to 0 at half-time. Castleford-based Fryston Warriors beat Dewsbury-based Thornhill Trojans 38 points to 22 to reach the second round of the Challenge Cup. Skirler Rugby League from Hull were beaten 26 points to 16 to West Warriors. The London-based club came through to victory and go on to the second round of the Challenge Cup. Westgate Common RLFC beat Crossfields 36 points to 18. First of all, thanks to a brace from Lewis Heckford, including a 70-metre interception try, with Aaron Woods scoring, as well as Jamie Field and also Aaron Williams to complete the scoring for Westgate. The second half, Heckfield landed 4 goals in the first half blitz, before Crossfield had the better of the second period, with tries from Billy Myers, Tom Smith, Tom Brown, Joe Barnes, and one of which Myers converted. Joe Childs completed the scoring for Westgate Common, as he scored a late try, with Heckfield, who had added a penalty earlier, booted 6 goals for the game and completed a move into the second round. Workington-based Distington ARL were facing Oral St James and came away with a defeat, unfortunately, against St James, 16 points to 4. It was a tough old second half as Oral St James were leading 12 points to 4 at half time. Unfortunately for Distington, they weren't able to get over the try line in the second half. Tri-Fest in a tough old contest saw the Royal Air Force come from behind to win 36 points to 24 against Doncaster Tulbar ARLFC. It was Tulbar that got the first try of the game, but it was the Armed Forces that led 30 points to 18 going into the final few minutes when the Armed Forces received the yellow card. But it wasn't enough for Doncaster to Tulbar to get the win, I'm afraid, as it was an Armed Forces day for the Royal Air Force. Featherstone Lions Rugby League faced the Great British Police and hosted them, but the Lions were arrested by the police as the round 2 beckoned in a 20 points to 6 victory for the GBP. Hull Dockers welcomed Roda Outlaws to their stomping grounds, and it was the Dockers who came out 54 points to 10 victors over the Welsh outfit. The Welsh outfit put out a spirited display and gave it their all through the 80th minutes, but the Dockers had just too much class across the park, which provided some impressive tries back on the back of some relentless defence, the Hull Dockers Facebook page says. Their new signings impressed, and it was a solid outing from 1 to 17, with head coach Craig Cook saying, "Fairly happy with the performance as we scored some really good tries, and it was good first competitive hit out with lots of positives to build on." Then it came to the two Leeds-based rugby league clubs as Stannings SARLC faced Milford Marlins, and it was Stanley that came away with the victory as they put on 38 points to 4 over the Marlins. Next we have the London Chargers as they faced the North Herts Crusaders, and it was the Chargers that came away with the victory, 32 points to 12. A local rivalry and a tough affair, but it was London Chargers, who were considered the third best team in the London area, came through to win and go through to the second round of the Challenge Cup. And what's possibly the game of the round was Wigan St Pat's defeat against Ince Rose Bridge, as the local rivals put on a display on the Sportsman Rugby League channel. Tries from Jay Penny, Thomas, Riding and Taylor were the point scorers for Wigan St Pat's, with Thomas and 3 conversions from Smith completing the scoring, while H. Penny, P. Valentine with 3 tries, and Rogers scored all the tries, with Valentine kicking 5 of 6 goals. It was close upon until the end of the game, as it was Taylor who dummied and went through the gap to make it 22 points to 30. But it wasn't enough for Wigan St Pat's this time out, and Ince Rose Bridge move on to the second round. And finally, for Saturday's games, Dublin City Exiles became the first ever Irish team to win a Challenge Cup game as they beat Hammersmith Hill Hoists 42 points to 8 in what was a fantastic effort from the Dublin side. It was their first appearance since 2003 in the Challenge Cup, the Exiles, and the self-funded trip sees a second round trip in this again in the Challenge Cup. This just left the 2 ties on Sunday to close out our show, as Haworth ARLFC faced Oldham Raiders and beat them 22 points to 6. Richmond, Atang, Sturdy and Briggs all got across the try line for Haworth. Get that right eventually. While Sadler scored 3 conversions. Ulsworth got the only try for Oldham Raiders, while Walpole got the conversion. And finally, Myton Warriors from Hull were the dominant side in this affair, with Jarrow Vikings from South Tyneside. The North East Rugby League champions Jarrow were beaten 26 points to 40 by the Warriors, who now move on to the second round. So who's playing who in the second round? Well, Myton Warriors face Lee Miners Rangers, while West Warriors have a home tie against London Chargers in the local derby, guaranteeing a London Community Club going through to the third round of the Challenge Cup. Bulldockers face League One side Midland Hurricanes at home, while Ashton Bears face Dewsbury Rams. Preston Warriors face Stanningley, while Workington Town welcome Ince Rolls Bridge to their stadium. Rochdale Hornets face London Scholars in another League One side, while Oral St James welcomes Dublin City Exiles. Cornwall versus Rochdale Mayfield is the game that is shown live at 1 PM on Saturday the 25th of February via the BBC Sports website. Hunslet face Haworth. Siddle welcome West Hull into the second round, while Brentwood Eels and Wathbrow Hornets face each other. North Wales Crusaders welcome the Royal Navy to their ground, while the RAF face York Acorn. Lock Lane versus West Bowling is another interesting tie, while GB Police face Westgate Common. Hunslet welcome Pilkington Rex as the League One club look to go through to the third round, or a giant killing is being looked at in that game. Doncaster versus Oldham is another League One side, but I'm thinking that Doncaster could be the team that go through. And to finish off the ties, Saddleworth Rangers face Thatto Heath Crusaders. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's got a little bit of a tasty moment over the last couple of days. People have been getting involved. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. I know I don't do Sundays, but it will be coming back next week, back to the Sunday schedule, as Rugby League ramps up with League One and Super League kicks off. Trial games continue in Australia, so if you're able to watch them, do so and comment. Tell me what your thoughts are on the NRL. I will be doing my preview week out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. Also, if you can, buy us a coffee. But in the meantime, please stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.